in 1958, when the world's attention was focused on the space race. A more thrilling secret operation is taking place on the other side of the Earth. A story unfolds quietly beneath the Arctic's 1,000-year-old ice sheet. A ghost submarine codenamed Nautilus is taking on a life-or-death mission. In the dark, icy sea where there is no GPS and the compass fails, completed the first underwater crossing of the North Pole. This is not only an expedition, but also a Cold War era, the most deadly and silent bomb the United States launched against the Soviet Union. Today, we will dive into this frozen history, unveiling this top-secret operation that could change the world. Hello everyone, welcome to Spill the History Tea, which is dedicated to digging deep into historical gossip for you. To talk about today's story, we have to go back to the late 1950s. What period was it when the Cold War was at its hottest? The United States and the Soviet Union, the two top players in the global village, crazy internal competition in various fields. From military to economy, from sports to technology, everything has to be compared. Especially in 1957, the Soviet Union unexpectedly launched the first artificial satellite Sputnik into space. This is really embarrassing for the Americans. We are lagging far behind in the technology race. So the United States at that time urgently needed a big move to regain its ground. Show off your real technology and hard work. Tell the world that America is still the most beautiful boy. So what to use to show off? I've tried both land and sky. Their sights are set on the last unconquered secret on Earth, beneath the ice cap at the North Pole. The protagonist of this epic mission is the most prominent figure in our story today, the U.S. Navy's Nautilus nuclear submarine. The name of this submarine sounds very stylish. Taken from Captain Nemo's legendary car in Jules Verne's science fiction novel, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The real Nautilus is even more awesome than the one in the novel. It is the first nuclear-powered submarine in human history. The three words, nuclear power, are its capital for opening plugins. Think about it. Conventional submarines used to rely on diesel engines and batteries. You have to surface every few days to breathe and recharge. Just like when your phone runs out of power and you have to look for a power bank everywhere, the battery life is very limited. But the Nautilus is different. It has a miniature nuclear reactor as its heart. Theoretically, it is possible to stay underwater for several months or even years without breathing. There is no need to refuel. It's like you have a mobile phone with unlimited battery and global signal. Go wherever you want and stay as long as you want. This terrifying endurance made it the most advanced and mysterious ultimate weapon in the world at that time. So a top-secret plan, codenamed Operation Sunshine, was launched. The target sets out from the Pacific Ocean in the Nautilus, sneaking under the Arctic ice cap and reaching the Atlantic Ocean without anyone noticing. This was simply a fantasy at the time. You should know that the average thickness of the Arctic ice is more than 3 meters. Below is the dark, cold seawater and completely unknown underwater mountains. What's even worse is that the closer you get to the North Pole, the more chaotic the Earth's magnetic field becomes. The compass will spin like a drunk and completely malfunction. In the days without GPS, this meant you were completely blind once you got down there. You may hit an iceberg or get lost in the endless darkness at any time. Become a steel tomb under the ice sea. All previous attempts to conquer the Arctic from underwater have failed. But the Nautilus is going to challenge this impossible. The submarine and its 116 crew members began the expedition in absolute secrecy in July 1958. The crew couldn't even tell their families where they were going, only that it was a long voyage. For this operation, the submarine was equipped with the most advanced black technology at the time, the inertial navigation system. This thing is not affected by geomagnetism and allows submarines to accurately know their position underwater. The Nautilus took a deep breath after reaching the Bering Strait. Then he plunged into the icy sea. Next is a 4-day deep-sea blind box journey. You can imagine the scene of a submarine diving at a depth of nearly 200 meters underwater. Above our heads is a thick and hard ice sheet that stretches as far as the eye can see. Sonar detectors are their only eyes. Echoes are constantly being sent back from the ice ahead and above. The entire submarine was eerily quiet, except for the humming of the engines. The 116 crew members were under tremendous psychological pressure in the enclosed steel shell. They don't know if they will hit a sudden underwater mountain range in the next second. I wonder if the ice above them will suddenly become too thick, leaving them with no way to escape. The most thrilling moment happened when they crossed the North Pole. According to Captain William Anderson's later recollections, when the submarine's navigation system indicated they were approaching the North Pole, everyone held their breath. Then, at 11:15 p.m. on August 3, 1958, the numbers on the navigation instrument crossed a critical point. The Nautilus succeeded. It glides silently just below the top of the Earth. There was no champagne or cheers in the submarine at that historic moment. Only the captain calmly announced over the radio, "For our country, for the USS Parrot reaching the North Pole." For the first time in human history, in absolute silence and darkness, quietly completed by a group of brave people. After completing the most critical step, the Nautilus continued to sail towards the Atlantic Ocean, finally surfaced safely near Greenland. Like a ghost coming back to the light of day. The fun has just begun. When the news of the Nautilus's mission's completion reached Washington, the then U.S. President Eisenhower immediately announced the news to the world. As you can imagine, the whole world was shocked. The Soviets were still gloating about their satellites. The American deep-sea baby showed off his skills. The significance of this operation goes far beyond geographical exploration. This is a naked muscle show. It sent a signal to the Soviet Union that could not be clearer. First, my nuclear submarine can travel freely in any ocean in the world, and you can't find me. The second Arctic ice cap is no longer a natural barrier but my own backyard, which I can cross at any time. My missile submarines can reach your doorstep via the shortest route. This time, the United States not only regained a city in science and technology, it also gained a huge advantage in military strategy. The entire Western world was excited. The Nautilus crew were treated like heroes upon their return home. New York held a grand ribbon parade for them. The Nautilus's underwater dive is a perfect example of the perfect combination of technical courage and political game during the Cold War. It is not with gunfire, but with a silent voyage. Profoundly affected the balance of power between the two superpowers. Well, today, Spill the History tea is here. Behind a seemingly peaceful expedition lies the most powerful rivalry between great powers. Today, the Nautilus has been retired and serves as a museum. Quietly anchored in Connecticut, telling people about its cold and glorious legend. What other technological competition stories do you think were truly remarkable during the Cold War? Welcome to leave a message in the comment area and share with us. If you like our show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and forward it. See you next time. Bye.